Commander Zixthal adjusted his bioarmor one final time as the massive invasion fleet broke through Earth's atmosphere. For 100 standard cycles, the hegemony's finest warriors had trained for this moment. They had studied every aspect of the primitive species called humans. Their crude weapons, their fragmented governments, their predictable tactical responses. Remember, Zixthal broadcast to his Legion commanders, these creatures barely possess faster-than-light communication. Their most advanced weapons are chemical explosives and kinetic projectiles. We have quantum disruptors and plasma cannons. This will be a swift conquest. The war planners had been thorough. They had intercepted Earth's communications, analyzed their entertainment media, studied their military exercises. Humans were emotional, irrational beings who fought amongst themselves constantly. They had no unified command structure, no advanced energy shields, no experience with galactic warfare. The invasion force consisted of 12 dreadnoughts, each carrying 50,000 elite hegemony warriors. Against Earth's population of 8 billion scattered across multiple continents, it should have been more than sufficient. Deploy the advanced scouts, Zixthal ordered as they entered the upper atmosphere. The first wave materialized over major population centers simultaneously: New York, London, Tokyo, Moscow, Beijing. Thousands of hegemony warriors in gleaming bioarmor descended from the sky, their plasma rifles charging with deadly intent. What happened next would be studied in xenobiology classes for centuries. In New York, the first hegemony warrior to touch down found himself face-to-face with a human, female carrying what their intelligence had classified as a primitive projectile weapon. The warrior raised his plasma rifle confidently, only to watch in confusion as the woman moved with impossible speed, somehow anticipating his aim and rolling behind cover that hadn't existed moments before. Before he could process what was happening, 17 more humans appeared from concealment positions that defied the laws of physics. They moved like liquid shadow, their primitive weapons spitting death with surgical precision that would have impressed hegemony snipers. "What is this?" the warrior gasped into his comm unit. "They're using coordinated small unit tactics that shouldn't be possible without neural linking." Across the globe, similar reports flooded the command channels. In London, hegemony forces found themselves trapped in a kill box created by humans who somehow knew exactly where they would materialize. In Tokyo, human warriors were leaping between buildings in ways that violated their known physiological limitations. In Moscow, the local human defenders had somehow anticipated the invasion and prepared countermeasures that turned the hegemony's own technology against them. "Sir," reported Captain Vorthak from the Beijing assault team, panic creeping into his voice, "the humans aren't fighting like humans. They're exhibiting tactical awareness levels that match our own elite units. And their weapons. These aren't the crude devices our intelligence described. They're using some kind of adaptive technology that's countering our shields." Zixthal felt the first stirrings of unease. Impossible. Our reconnaissance was perfect. We spent decades analyzing their capabilities. "Commander!" The communication from the London strike team was barely coherent through static and weapons fire. The humans knew we were coming. They had prepared positions, coordinated response teams, weapons specifically designed to counter our technology. "This isn't random resistance, it's like they've been training for this specific invasion." On his tactical display, Zixthal watched in growing horror as red indicators began appearing across all theaters. First dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of his warriors' life signs simply disappeared. "All units, report status," he barked. The responses painted an impossible picture. In every major city, hegemony forces were being systematically dismantled by human defenders who fought with precision that defied everything they knew about the species. These weren't the panicked, disorganized primitives their intelligence had promised. These were warriors who moved like they had fought galactic wars for generations. "Sir, we're detecting coordinated global communication systems that shouldn't exist," his sensor operator reported. "The humans are sharing tactical data in real time across continents using quantum encrypted channels." "That's impossible," Zixthal snarled. "Their most advanced communication is electromagnetic radiation." But the evidence was undeniable. Somehow, humans had developed technology and tactics that not only matched the hegemony's capabilities, but seemed specifically designed to counter them. Every move his forces made was anticipated, every strength turned into a weakness. 3 minutes into the invasion, Zixthal had lost 30% of his ground forces, At 4 minutes, human aircraft, machines that should have been helpless against hegemony shields, began emerging from hidden bases, firing weapons that cut through their defenses like they were made of paper. At 5 minutes, something even more impossible happened. Human warriors began appearing in hegemony ships, not boarding them, appearing inside them as if they possessed teleportation technology that surpassed anything in known science. "Commander," his aide screamed, "how are they getting past our shields? Our scanners show no transport signatures." Zixthal watched his perfect invasion crumble as humans materialized in his ship's corridors, moving with lethal efficiency that spoke of training beyond anything their intelligence had suggested was possible. At exactly 6 minutes after the invasion began, Zixthal found himself staring down the barrel of a human weapon, held by a figure in advanced armor that seemed to bend light itself. "Your reconnaissance was flawed," the human said in perfect hegemony standard language. "You spent 100 years studying our movies and our news broadcasts. You should have studied our games." As consciousness faded, Zixthal's last thought was a fragment of understanding. The humans hadn't been unprepared for galactic warfare. They had been preparing for it their entire lives, calling it entertainment while secretly training every citizen to be a warrior capable of fighting battles that existed only in their imagination. Until today, when their imagination became reality, the survivors of the 12 dreadnoughts, all 47 of them, would spend the rest of their lives trying to explain to the hegemony high command how an entire species had somehow turned fiction into the deadliest military training program in the galaxy. Earth's children had been playing war games that were more sophisticated than actual wars. When real war came, they were ready. The humans called it Tuesday,